So when Paul Mooney made the joke on the Chappelle Show that Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X. As a fan of the Chappelle Show up until that point, I was sitting down getting a haircut and it came on the TV like, what the hell? What did I do? I didn't think the joke was funny. I ran into a couple of his guys. I ran into Donnell Rawlins randomly at an event, and he came up and said, "Hey man, I'm a big fan." And I was like, "Kiss my ass. No, I'm not a fan. You guys blah, 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 blah." Got back to Dave, which by the way, I love Donnell Rawlings. Got back to Dave. Dave called me and said, "Oh man, Paul wrote that joke. I didn't think it was funny. Look, I'm doing this last big episode. Please come, let's write a sketch together." So Neil, Dave and myself, Neil is partner, we wrote the answer to that sketch. It was like, let's do Wayne Brady's taking over the sketch and they show he's mad, and we wrote the Training Day parody. For the record, that is one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. And it's one of those things that you know that when you're doing it, you're like, this is gonna do something. I don't know what, but this is gonna do something. Now, that's the background to the sketch. Here's the thing. Paul Mooney's joke was not funny to me. And it wasn't funny to me because of my ego. I'll tell, and this is what I've said to some people, and some people in the Black community have said to me, well, you were just too sensitive and da-da-da. I said, no. Here's why that joke wasn't funny. And this joke actually dovetails into a couple years later why I had a thing with Bill Maher, and I told Bill Maher that I would beat his ass in public if that's the kind of black man that he wanted to see, because it's the same type of correlation, the same type of weaponized correlation that is used among black people. In that joke, well, for a joke to be funny, you have to assume that your audience is on the same page as you to a degree, or they'll understand where you're coming from. So Paul, as a black man, is saying to another successful black man in the comedic world that and whatever it is that I do, I am so not black, whatever black means, that it makes Brian Gumbel, who he also has deemed as Brian Gumbel is not black at all, no matter what the determination and the fight that he had to come up against as a black man in the sports world, to not just be a boxer or a basketball player, but to rise through the ranks of sports journalism to be who he was in that world. So you have, with one joke, you have dismissed two black people of note and their accomplishments because you're saying they don't fit into our tribe or our community, because we're like this, they're like that. Y'all should laugh now because they're bad like that. Some people listening might say that I took it too much to heart. I disagree with you, because in that thinking, if Paul Mooney as a black man makes that joke, that sketch blows up, of course. Doug in Iowa, Jimmy in New York City sits down. He says, "Oh, I really love Dave Chappelle. I love these black folks. Oh, that one dude said that other dude isn't black at all. Okay, then that's not black." So now somebody who looks nothing like me thinks that they know what black is, so they can walk up to me on the street or anyone like me and go, or say the thing that I've heard said to other people, whatnot. Come on, man, you don't like that song? Pfft, I'm blacker than you are. No. Can you get yanked out of a car because of the way that you looked by a police officer? No. So that whole sketch, I was railing against the sketch. And up until that point, I was doing my talk show. And like some people, they said, you know, I realized that the talk show wasn't even a good fit anymore because of some of the things that I was doing on the talk show with the guests and things, that I was being perceived a certain way, and perception is reality. So when my time with the talk show ended it ended at a beautiful time that I knew that the Chappelle thing was coming up, and I was like, yes, let's rock this. Because it wasn't that I was trying to change anyone's perception. I wanted to blow the lid off that joke because I wanted to get to the heart of the joke. And I think after all these years and all the accolades about it, and yes, it changed some people's perceptions, but I will let you in on something. Whether it changed someone's perception of me, I could care less because I already knew. I already knew who I was. If you came to see me live, even when I was doing my talk show, my show that I do live and the things I talk about live, those are the things that I can talk about in that venue. So I already knew me. So when a network person, a white network person comes up to me and says, you know what, I'd like to offer you this role now because I saw what you did on the Chappelle show. If you saw what I did as an actor on the Chappelle show, cool, because I acted the hell out of that and we wrote a great sketch. But if now I'm on your list as being black because of that thing, well, you can kiss my ass. And fans, a brother will come up and say, Wayne, man, I didn't like you before, but since that Chappelle thing, stop. Thank you for the compliment, brother, but it's not the compliment that you want, so we don't need to talk. Well, Wayne's a jerk because he didn't take my compliment. No, it's an insult. Your compliment is an insult, and that's just my way of taking it. I get where it comes from. So that's why my job is to continue to do things to break down that line of thinking within my community of what is black and outside the community of what is thought of and perceived as black, because it's limiting. Anytime that someone says, you are this thing, you've now taken money out my mouth. Why? Because I can't do this role. Because somebody thinks that I'm not black enough. You won't let me do something that is integral to my art because you don't think this thing. That's real, and it's not just me. So that's what black comedy can do now, is flip all of that on its ear. That's why I'm glad I did the sketch, because I just wanted to do it so that I could punch that joke in the mouth.